bunch of numbskull news, and today we are going to talk about Texas A&M. As we all know, they have fired Jimbo Fisher, and now there's a lot of speculation on who are they going to get? Who are they going to get? Are they going to take a Big 12 coach? All right, well, let's look at the Kansas and Kansas State coaches, Lance Leopold and Chris Kleiman. Now, would one of those two be interested in taking the job? Maybe, maybe. A&M pays out the ass, so there's that. And you're not that far away from where you are now geographically. There's that. However, that's stupid. All right, Lance Leopold. If you go 8-4 in A&M, that's not good enough. They'd want to fire your ass. You go 8-4 at Kansas, they're going to build a statue of you. So why do that? Chris and Kleiman, he's killing it in Kansas State right now. Again, that's a long-term job he can have right there. Both schools can pay those coaches about as much as A&M would be willing to pay you. And is A&M going to overpay for Lance Leopold or Kleiman? No. Not like they did with Fisher. By the way, they got to pay him another $80 million. I say 80, it's like 78 point whatever. But you round it up for effect because it sounds more dramatic. 80 million. So they still owe him a crap ton of money they're going to be paying out. So they're probably not going to overpay for the next coach. Now, what has been said out there that they want somebody with SEC ties that have been in the SEC before. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. I don't know. So I doubt either one of those two. As a matter of fact, I don't see any current Big 12 coach really being on their radar outside of those two, which would be interesting, but I don't think that's going to happen. Another thing that was put out there is possibly the Oregon coach or Washington coach. Now, why? That doesn't make any or the Florida State coach makes no sense at all. Those programs can pay those coaches pretty much what they want. All right, top market value for those coaches. Why in the hell go to Texas A&M when you can win a title at Oregon, you can win a title at Washington, you can win a title at Florida State, where Jimbo Fisher won his? Why go to A&M where they ain't won jack since World War II? No, you're already in a great spot. There's no reason to leave unless it's like your alma mater or something. But that makes zero sense to do that shit. And I had someone leave a comment that, from Arizona, that they're worried about their coach, that he might get sniped up. I don't think so. Now, he's going to be a hot commodity if he can do another year like this year. He's had an outstanding year. But typically it takes a couple of years at least for anyone to really, really jump on that bandwagon and want to hire you. And, A&M's a blue blood school. I don't know if they're going to want someone who is just now turning around a program like that. He's a good coach, really good coach. I don't know that. Now, I think there may be a possibility of him leave. I don't know A&M right now, but maybe another big school down the line. It could happen, especially in light of that school being $250 million in the hole. I mean, that's crazy money. That's crazy money for a school to be in that kind of debt. I don't know if people are blowing that out of proportion. If you look at a monster company like Netflix, which is billions of dollars in debt, but they make billions of dollars, so kind of doesn't matter, I guess. But there's a tipping point. I don't know what Arizona makes. I don't know what all their sports programs and everything makes as far as being able to make up for that money. But when it becomes time to pay Coach Fish, are you going to have that kind of money that he may command? Don't know. Will they be willing to spend that money on him? That's the problem there. So if he can keep up this success and dramatically raise his market value, I don't know if that team will really be able to want to, or even want to pay it. I don't know if that university, they're going to look at all this money we were already in debt for. We're going to pay our coach this. That doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know, but I think there may be a chance of him leaving one day just because the money situation isn't there for him in Arizona. Maybe. Now, Jonathan Smith is interesting as far as if A&M wants to snatch somebody on the come up right now, because Oregon State may very well fall into the group of five level. They're not going to have the money to pay Coach Smith possibly what he will be worth later on. So even though the money it may be like middle of the road money for A&M, that may be way too much to pay a coach for Oregon State when they start making less and less money per year. And not to mention, he's an outstanding coach. He's kicking ass this year. So that may be a good match. But yeah, as far as Big 12 guys right now, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And here's a warning to maybe Coach Leopold, maybe Coach Kleiman, maybe someone like that is on A&M's radar. If I was them, would I do it? Hell no. I mean, if you remember, Coach Fran from TCU went to A&M. I'm sure if you talk to people like Kevin Sumlin, why? And I understand some of these other coaches that went years past, they're in a group of five team. They can't see the future. They don't know when and where and how their particular program is going to make it to a Power 5 or Power 4 level. But Kansas and Kansas State are Big 12 teams. They are power conference teams right now. Why go to A&M and deal with that unrealistic expectations? Now, it's not unrealistic for A&M to think that they should be able to compete for an SEC title. That's not unrealistic. Not with how they recruit and not with the money and all the resources they have it there in College Station. They should damn sure be able to compete. They should be able to compete once in a while for a national title. Hasn't happened, but you see that there's no patience there if you're willing to kick a coach to the curb that you owe $80 million to. And right now, Kansas and Kansas State, those are outstanding opportunities for those coaches to have a place to set down roots. It should be the dream of any head coach to be able to stay in a place for a decade plus. And right now, they both are on that path to being in those programs for basically the rest of their careers, possibly. I mean, even if it doesn't end well, like it did, like with Coach Patterson at TCU, he was still there for God, how long? 12, 15 years, whatever it was, a long ass time. He was at TCU, had some great success there. And he had chances to go to bigger programs, possibly even the NFL. I don't know, there was rumors, but he never left. Why? When he could spend the bulk of his career there. And if he still wants to be part of a program like he is now, I believe at Texas, he can go do that. He doesn't have to be a part. He didn't have to be a head coach anymore. He didn't have to take on all that responsibility and headache anymore. He can just be a part of something and make a little money. Because he's got all the money he's ever needed, he's made. He's good. He's set for life. And I think that would be the way to go. Not go to A&M where you could possibly be fired in 3 or 4 years. That sucks. And then you bring all this staff over and you do all this and that. And then 3 or 4 years later, everyone's out of a job. That sucks. No, if you're climbing, you stay at Kansas State. Chances are you're going to be there for the next 10 years. Lance Leopold, same thing with Kansas. You're probably going to be there the next 10 plus years. Why leave? Why leave? It's not like you're going to make a whole lot less money, if any less money. If your coach Fish, he's building that there with Arizona. Why leave? Now, if they can't pay you, if they can't pay you the going rate for a really good coach, then maybe he feels he needs to go. That's a different story. But if it works out to where, hey, this debt isn't really going to affect the football program, we can pay you, stay. Stay. Like I said, they'll build a freaking statue of you if you can get the 9-10 wins one time. And I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could. He's building that program to where it can sustain some success. So why go to I know A&M's a blue blood. I know all that. But damn, the downside is down. It's not good. You know, let someone else take that. If Jonathan Smith wants to take that job, who could blame him? Who could blame him? I mean, right now you're on a sinking ship. And if A&M's going to offer you a lifeline to a big time university, you go. Now, what about someone like Coach Prime? I seriously doubt they would ever consider Coach Prime, at least not right now. I mean, Colorado is struggling, but everyone knew it was going to struggle. No one thought they were making a bowl game. All right, not his first year. I think he's already eclipsed expectations of what that program could have been this year anyway. Most people are like over under was like maybe 3 wins. Well, then he's doing pretty damn good. But I don't know if it's good enough for A&M to consider Coach Prime. So I think, the book's out on Coach Prime. I don't think that's going to happen. And like I said before, if you're the head coach at Oregon or Washington or Florida State, why? Why? Why leave something that, you're I'm not saying Oregon and Washington are blue bloods, but they're about on the same level as A&M. They recruit out the ass. They could have, both of them have a chance to get to the playoff this year. And they're going to the Big Ten. And I know it's at a discounted rate, but that rate will be going up and they'll eventually be full members and they'll be making tons of money and have tons of opportunity to compete at the highest possible levels. So no, you don't do that. Florida State? Oh, hell no. Well, they're in the ACC. They will be leaving the ACC and going somewhere else. I'm willing to hang around and wait because there's plenty of donors there at Florida State. They're not a poor university. Now, does it have the money at A&M? No, it doesn't. Florida State does not have A&M money. But what has A&M done? As I said, they haven't won jack since World War II. Florida State, wasn't that long ago that they won a national title. So they're making the playoffs this year. I don't see any way they don't. And they can go on a run. Who knows, man? Any given Saturday, Sunday, Monday, whatever the hell day it's going to be, they have a chance to go on a run there and at least get to a national title game. Or if not win one, they have a chance to do that. So if I'm there, if I'm a national title contender now, why am I leaving that situation? I mean, I understand if you get sideways, with the school president or the AD or other people within the university, maybe the head coach says, hey, screw this, I'll go somewhere else. But outside of that, I'm not leaving that situation. That'd be stupid. So look, I don't know where A&M's going to go for their head coach. I don't know. All I know is that if you are in a Power 5 school now and you're having some really good success now, even at a smaller school like a Kansas, like in Arizona, I'm not leaving that situation for that dumpster fire. Hell no. No, no, no. Now, look, if I'm a defensive coordinator or offensive coordinator and I have a great resume and I'm having great success where I'm at, but I want to be a head coach and I get offered that gig, yeah, you take it. Yeah, you take that. If I'm a group of five coach and I'm having major success, yeah. If I'm offered that, if I got a chance at that gig, I go for it. Absolutely. If I'm the head coach at Tulane, I'll damn sure think about going to A&M. Yeah. UTSA, yeah. Absolutely, I do. Now, look. If I'm the head coach at Duke, might have something to think about here. I'm doing some nice things here at Duke. I really am. But it is the ACC. It's a little tougher there. Things are going to change. You know, this thing may be going to like a brainiac type of type of conference. We're going to lose our big dogs, and who knows what's going on. You're not really on solid ground there. So I don't know what the future holds for Duke. I don't know what kind of future television contracts or I don't know what kind of support I'm going to get from my program. So I may think about it if I get the opportunity. You see what I'm saying? If you're someplace that's solid ground, you got solid support from all the higher ups, from the fans, from the donors, to the alumni. Why do it? But if you don't have some of those things, then A&M may represent a great opportunity. You know, it just depends on who you are. Like I said, the Big 12 guys, I don't see it. I don't see it because why leave the situation you already have? I mean, that's what I see. Why leave? You know. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. And if you do leave, just know, you know, if you're any Big 12 coach and you're having some really nice success, you're really building a program, and you leave for that, good luck. You're taking your life in your own hands and everybody you take with you. Like I said, ask some coaches that have done it. I'm sure a lot of them wish they would have just stayed where the hell they were. Anyway, thanks for watching this crap. I'll be back with some other crap later. Bye.